Inflation is absolutely devastating us. We know that inflation is like 10, if not 12%, but I'm going to share with you how you can actually crush inflation and how inflation is actually good for you if you are a real estate investor. Hey guys, Dustin Heiner here with Master Passive Income, and I'm here to share with you how you can quit your JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate so you never ever have to work a job again and crush inflation. Right now, the government is telling us the inflation is about 7%. Before that, they were saying there was no inflation. Then they were saying inflation is transitory, which means it goes up and down and different things are inflating, as well as then they said it's 2 or 3%. Now they're saying it's 7%. Now it's not transitory, it's permanent. We know our government doesn't try, or at least I believe, our government doesn't really tell us everything that we should know. At least I don't believe they do. So if they're saying it's 7%, more than likely it's double that. It's probably 14 or 15%. Back a year ago, I just went to Walmart and bought socks and underwear. $45. Can you believe that? I went to Lowe's yesterday to buy lumber. 2x4s, a couple hinges, and a couple bubblers. $48 for that. So we know inflation is it's really hurting us as people, but investors are actually, we're not necessarily excited about inflation, but inflation doesn't hurt us. And I'm going to share with you how you can actually use real estate to crush inflation, to make sure that you are making money as opposed to losing money. And there are different ways that real estate helps us to either crush or beat inflation. And the first one is making passive income every single month from a property that you buy. Now, what happens is you buy one rental property. You lock in the value of your money. Let's say you buy it for $130,000. And yes, there are houses for sale for $130,000 you could buy and make good cash flow, but you're locking in that value of that $130,000. Now we know over time the value goes up, but what's great is if we account for it right, we calculate all of our expenses and we account for all those expenses and we make sure that we could rent the property for $250 more than we are spending out in our expenses, then we'll be making $250 a month in passive income. Really, really simple. If you calculate all your taxes, your insurance, your mortgage, your property manager fees, all your repairs, all that sort of stuff, then you add all that up. And then you make sure you can rent it for $250 more. That difference is your passive income that you make every single month. If you have one property that makes you $250 a month, that is $3,000 a year in passive income. That's without working. If you had 10 properties making you $250 a month, that's $2,500 every single month in passive income, $30,000 a year in passive income. 20 properties is $5,000 a month without working, $60,000 a year in passive income, and just keep scaling it from there. Now, what you do is you buy the property, you fix it up, you do everything right. Watch all my other videos. I show you how to actually do it right so you're not losing money, but you're making money. And then you rent it out, and then every single year you're gonna be making money after money after money. In fact, what I'm doing now is I'm creating generational wealth. You see those kids in the picture in the background? That's my kids. We're at the Grand Canyon overlooking Horseshoe Bend. It's beautiful right there. I'll move out of the way so you can see it, but it's beautiful. And we go there all the time. But the great thing is all these properties, I'm giving these properties to my kids when they're older and teaching them how to do it as well. But you make money in cash flow, and that $130,000 that you locked in when you bought that property, you're making $3,000 extra a year from that property, and then you're able to pass that down to your kids in generational wealth. Another way that you can crush inflation with real estate investing is when you buy the property, you lock in that value of that money. Just last year alone, Phoenix went up 25% in value of the home. So let's say you bought it for $200,000. In 1 year, it's going to go up $50,000. So a house that you bought 1 year was worth $200,000. Then you can turn around and sell it the next year for $250,000. Remember, 25% times $200,000, that is $50,000. That's money that you're putting in your pocket as equity, where you can do a cash out refinance to buy more properties, which I share with you how to do. You can do that as well. And as you're doing this, what you're doing is you're creating equity. You're buying a property as the market goes up. If inflation's like 10, 12%, but you're appreciating 25% on top of the passive income that you're making, you are definitely crushing inflation. And another way that we crush inflation is when we buy the property, what we do is we make sure that we capture equity. Capturing equity is when you buy it lower than what it's currently worth. Let's say you're going to buy a house, it's worth $200,000. But as investors, what we do as investors, we pay less than that. Let's say you bought it for $175,000. Well, that is $25,000 that you've captured in equity right then and there when you bought the property. And when you capture that equity, you can do a cash out refinance where you take that equity out, refinance a tax-free loan, and I show you how to do that as well. It's tax-free loan, put that money in your pocket to buy another property that makes you even more money. So over time, with the market going up, as well as capturing equity when you buy the property, you're going to be crushing inflation even more. And another fantastic thing about real estate investing is I don't pay my mortgage. I don't pay my taxes. I don't pay my property manager. I don't pay for repairs. I don't pay for any of that stuff. My tenants pay for all of those expenses. Now, it so happens that the money comes into me and out through me to all those bills, but I don't have to go get a job to pay for the taxes. I don't have to get a job to pay for my property manager. No, what I do is I make sure that the tenants pay for that. Same thing with your mortgage. And so what you can do is you can buy a house for $100,000 and use an FHA loan paying 3.5% down. That's $3,500 that is out of your pocket to buy this property. Now, you still owe $96,500 on top of that, as well as the interest. The great thing is your tenants are paying off the interest and they're paying the principal. That rest of the $96,500, your tenants are paying those, plus you're capturing that equity. You're also getting that passive income as you're making money every single month, and they're paying off the rest of the house, as well as the interest, taxes, insurance, all that sort of stuff, as long as you build the business and you buy the properties right. And one of my favorite ways to crush inflation is to take the money out of the property. Now, I don't sell the property. If I sell the property, I don't have an asset anymore. It's not making me money anymore. No, what I do though is I take a cash out refinance. I even do a home equity line of credit where I utilize that cash that's sitting in your house. Let's say your house is worth $300,000, but you owe $200,000. You literally have $100,000 of money, of equity that you can tap into from a bank, and it's a tax-free loan. The government doesn't tax you when you get a loan. Like when you get a car, you don't get a tax from that money that you take out to buy the car. No, you don't get that. Same thing when you borrow money for a house. You do not pay taxes on that loan. Exact same thing when you do a cash out refinance. Let's say you bought a house and after a little bit of time, equity increased, market went up 25%, you had $100,000. Well, you can pull out a total of 80% of the value of your home in cash out refinance, and then you use that money to buy the next property that makes you even more money so you can buy that next property. And when you do that cash out refinance, you're gonna have some cash that you're gonna not just put in a savings account, because the savings accounts are not gonna make you very much money at all. What you wanna do is you wanna put in some place that's gonna be safe, but at the same time making you at least 2%. What I do, and I'm an investor, so I'm gonna be full disclosure, tell you I'm an investor as well. There is an ETF called the Life Goals Home Down Payment. And the Life Goal Home Down Payment Investment ETF, the ticker symbol is HOM, saving your down payment at a bank yielding 0%. While home prices are going up double digits, inflation is just skyrocketing, you're getting crushed by home price inflation. Check out the conservatively managed Life Goal Home Down Payment ETF, ticker symbol HOM. It's an ETF. There's no lockup, no minimum. Oh yeah, and it actually gives you 2% dividend every single month. So check out the Life Goals Home Down Payment ETF, ticker symbols HOM. And the tax advantages of real estate investing are absolutely mind-blowing. In fact, the wealthy, what they do is they keep their money, all their wealth tied up in real estate because there's so many tax advantages as a real estate investor. If you buy one house, the government says, the IRS says, that's a business. You can write off if you go travel to see your house, or if you have to have an annual shareholders meeting, if you have a cell phone that you use for business, all those are write-offs. Now, definitely talk to your accountant. Don't talk to me. I'm just giving you what my accountants have told me, so you talk to them. And if that's what you want, is get a river of income, smash that like button, and I will see you guys in the next one.